Have you ever looked at your bike and thought, what the heck does this button do? Or why is this even here? Well, you're not alone. A ton of riders are missing out on some seriously awesome features built right into their bikes. Today, we're going to dive into 12 secret motorcycle features that nobody talks about, but every rider should know. These aren't just gimmicks, they're legit tools that can make you safer, more comfortable, and a way better rider. So let's get into it and uncover the hidden gems on your bike. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our awesome bike tips. Let's go. 1. The kill switch, more than just an emergency button. A lot of riders think this is just the big red button you smash when you're about to crash or when the engine's acting up. But trust me, it's way more useful than that. Here's the secret. The kill switch is one of the best tools to safely shut off your engine, especially when you're getting off the bike in a tight spot. Imagine being parked on an incline or wedged between cars. Reaching for the ignition key in that situation can mess with your balance, especially if you're on a heavier bike. The kill switch lets you turn off the engine while keeping a solid grip on the handlebars, so you won't risk tipping over like an amateur. And here's a pro tip. Practice using the kill switch regularly and it'll become second nature. If something goes wrong, like your throttle sticking, you'll react without even thinking. I've seen riders fumble around for the key in a panic, wasting precious seconds. And trust me, in an emergency, every second counts. So the kill switch isn't just for dramatic moments. It's a legit tool that can make you safer and smoother as a rider. 2. Hidden trip meters, your secret maintenance weapon. Here's a cool feature that a lot of riders don't even know they have. That little button on your gauge cluster, it's not just for tracking how far you've gone. You can use it to track maintenance intervals, monitor your fuel range, and even plan long trips without a fancy GPS. Every time I fill up, I reset one trip meter. Even if my fuel gauge isn't 100% accurate, and trust me, they usually aren't, I know how many miles I've ridden since the last fill up. So when I hit that familiar range where I know my bike usually runs low, I'm already on the lookout for a gas station. No more running on fumes like a rookie. You can get creative with this too. Reset a trip meter every time you change your oil. When you hit 3,000 or 5,000 miles, or whatever your bike's recommended interval is, you'll know it's time for a fresh oil change. Or track how many miles your chain has done since the last lube job. It's such a simple tool, but so many riders forget to use it smartly. Don't get caught guessing when it really matters. 3. Adjustable levers. Stop settling for factory settings. A lot of riders never think to adjust them. They just hop on, accept whatever the factory set them to, and deal with it. Riding with poorly adjusted levers is like wearing shoes that don't fit. Eventually, it's gonna hurt. A lot of modern bikes, even mid-range models, come with adjustable levers right from the factory. Look for that little dial or wheel on them. What's it do? It lets you set how far the lever sits from the bar. So, if you've got smaller hands, you can bring it closer. And if you've got big hands, you can move them out. Why does this matter? Well, if you have to stretch to grab your brake or clutch, your reaction time is slower. And in a panic stop, that split second could be the difference between staying upright or kissing asphalt. Plus, if your clutch is too far out, you'll tire out faster in traffic. And if you're tired, mistakes happen. Do yourself a favor. Take a second to adjust those levers. It's one of the easiest ways to ride safer and more comfortably, and most people don't even bother. 4. Helmet visor lock. Don't ignore this. Let's talk about that little tab or slider on the side of your face shield. You know, the one that you've probably never really thought twice about. Well, it's not there for decoration. That little feature is actually a visor lock, and it can be a game changer in certain situations. Here's why it matters. When you're riding at high speeds, especially on the highway or passing big trucks that kick up tons of wind, a loose visor can be a nightmare. If it's not locked down, a strong gust of wind could rip it open or, even worse, yank it right off. And in the event you go down, a locked visor is going to keep your face protected from debris, rocks, or even the pavement. It helps seal the shield tight so it doesn't fly open, leaving your face exposed when you need it most. A lot of riders don't even realize they can lock it down. Next time you're gearing up for a fast ride or rough weather, make sure you flip that visor lock into place. It's a small action that could save you from a major headache or worse. 5. Hazard lights, your built-in help me signal. Most riders don't give their hazard lights a second thought until they're bike breaks down on the side of the road. But here's the thing, those flashing lights are way more versatile than you might realize. Sure, they're awesome when your bike dies and you need to warn other drivers that you're stuck. But what about when you're caught in a sudden downpour, heavy fog, or snowstorm? Hazard lights can help make sure other drivers see you when visibility is low. And if you're riding in a group and spot something dangerous, like a huge pothole, debris, or an accident ahead, hitting your hazard lights is the best way to signal "heads up." It's a universal signal that works way better than a hand signal, especially when you're spread out on a group ride. So don't sleep on that hazard light button. It's there for a reason, and knowing when and how to use it can keep you visible, safe, and in control when things go sideways. 6. Built-in sun visors. Shade when you need it. Ever been riding into a sunset and felt like you're flying blind? Yeah, we've all been there. That's why built-in sun visors are one of the most underrated features on modern helmets. A lot of riders don't even realize they have them, or they think it's some kind of gimmick, until they use it and wonder how they ever lived without it. No more fumbling around with sunglasses that might not even fit under your helmet. A built-in sun visor lets you flip it down in a second. No need to pull over, no hassle. You get immediate relief from the sun's glare without any interruptions. It's not just about comfort either. If the sun's blinding you and you can't see clearly, you're in danger. I've seen riders nearly drift into another lane or hit the curb because they couldn't see through the glare. And sure, you can buy a tinted ADV visor, but what happens when the sun sets? Now you're riding blind at night. With an internal sun visor, you get the best of both worlds. A clear view when you need it and shade when you don't. If your helmet has one of these, and you're not using it, you're missing out on one of the smartest and simplest features around. Don't let the sun mess with your ride. Make sure you're using that visor. 7. Fuel reserve switch, a lifesaver. When you run out of gas. This is a feature many new riders don't realize exists on older motorcycles. If your bike suddenly stops and you think you're out of gas, the reserve tank can save your ride. Many carbureted bikes have a fuel valve with on, off, and reserve settings. When you run out of gas in the on position, simply switch it to reserve to access the leftover fuel and make it to a gas station. Believe it or not, I've seen riders push their bikes for miles, not knowing this feature exists. Many dual sport and adventure bikes have a similar system, and it's an old-school tool that can really help when you're stranded. Learn how to use your bike's fuel valve. It's way better than pushing your bike or calling for a tow. 8. Gear position indicators. Let's talk about this feature. A lot of riders think only beginners need them, but that's not true. Even seasoned riders can benefit from knowing exactly what gear they're in, especially when riding a new bike or tackling tough roads. Have you ever found yourself in the wrong gear coming out of a turn? Or maybe you've struggled to start in second gear. A gear position indicator removes the guesswork, so you'll know exactly what gear you're in, whether you're trying to find neutral or cruising down the highway. In city traffic, it's super helpful to see what gear you're in, letting you focus on the road instead of worrying about shifting. If your bike has a gear indicator, use it. If it doesn't, get one. It's a simple way to ride smoother, faster, and safer. 9. Handlebar risers. Comfort without buying a new bike. Now here's a game changer. This simple add-on can completely change the feel of your bike without you needing to buy a new one. If your back and wrists hurt after a long ride, you don't have to settle for discomfort. Instead of buying a whole new bike for better ergonomics, you can adjust your handlebars. Handlebar risers let you move them higher, closer, or adjust the angle, so you're not leaning over uncomfortably. Better comfort leads to better control, and more comfort means you'll be riding longer and feeling better. Before you give up on a bike because it's hurting your back, try a simple handlebar riser. It's way cheaper than a new bike, and I've turned a painful ride into an awesome one just by adjusting the handlebars. 10 hidden spots for communication systems in helmets. Many new helmets, especially touring helmets, have hidden spots for communication systems. Instead of taping speakers to your helmet, which, let's be honest, looks sloppy, check for built-in slots under the padding to easily install a system. Having a communication system is super helpful when riding with others or navigating busy traffic. You can stay in touch without pulling over to check your phone or shouting over the noise. Plus, these systems fit perfectly, so your bike still looks sleek and your helmet moves smoothly. Before you add a bulky communication setup, check your helmet. It might already have the space for it. 11th, heated hand grips. Stay warm and safe. Here's one that shocks me. It's crazy how many riders freeze their hands off, even when their bike has built-in heated grips. All it takes is pressing a button and bam, warm hands. It's not just about comfort, it's about safety. If you can't feel your hands, your control over the bike gets compromised. Riding with cold hands makes you stiff, clumsy, and slow to react. If your bike has heated grips, make sure to check if they work before the weather gets cold. You'll be warm and comfortable while others are shivering. 12. Emergency Quick Release, a life-saving feature. Many quality helmets come with emergency quick release cheek pads. These are red tabs in the helmet's liner designed to help paramedics safely remove your helmet after a crash without injuring your neck. A lot of riders don't even know these exist, but they're crucial. If you're hurt and need medical help, you don't want anyone improperly removing your helmet and causing further injury. If you're unconscious, you won't be able to explain how to do it. So familiarize yourself with these quick release tabs. Knowing about them and sharing that knowledge with your riding buddies could save you if something goes wrong. Make sure you check for them the next time you take off your helmet. You'll be thankful they're there if you need them. These features may seem small, but they can make a huge difference in your safety, comfort, and overall riding experience. Don't overlook them. Take a minute to get familiar with these tools and use them to your advantage. If you found these tips useful, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell for more awesome motorcycle advice. Do you know of any other myths? Drop them in the comments we can discuss in another video. Ride safe, ride smart, and I'll see you in the next video.